It's a great pleasure to be addressing you in this beautiful city. As pulse breeders, you are well aware of some of the challenges faced by the industry. Let me start with a brief overview of some trends in agriculture over the last 50 years. If you look at this slide, the pulse production and consumption have failed to keep pace with the growth in cereals. The Green Revolution brought dramatic changes, increases in key food crops. For instance, an increase of 842% in soybeans and maize, rice, wheat, but pulses is only 73% in increase. And I said the increase in production of pulses has been only 73%. You can see this dramatic difference. In 1961, the pulse production was about 1/5 of the major cereals crop. Today it's only 1/10. The Green Revolution enabled farmers to harvest major crops in more areas, and crop yields increased dramatically with the introduction of new strains of rice, corn, soybeans, and wheat, and with improvements in fertilization and irrigation. The Green Revolution was not perfect, but it provided undeniable benefits to humanity. Benefits like helping to feed the growing population and fight hunger. In late 1950s, about 1 of 3 of all people went hungry every day, approximately 1 billion people. Today, an estimated 842 million people suffer from chronic hunger, about 1 in 8 people in the world. Considering that in 1950s the population was nearly 3 billion, now it's more than 7 billion, a lower percentage of the world's total population suffer from hunger. Benefits like reduced cereal prices, which improve the affordability of basic staples, lifted many people from poverty and boosted economic growth. While it's a substantial increase, it is not enough. Today's challenge is to secure a nutritious, efficient food supply for the world. Now we are trying to tackle hunger and malnutrition. Malnutrition, as you know, the World Health Organization declared to be the greatest threat for humanity. That contributes to over 1/3 of all deaths in children under age 5. We are talking about 3.9 million children dying every year due to malnutrition. Malnutrition contributes to 1 of the 3 surviving undernourished children suffer from stunted growth. Based on the data provided by the FAO, 842 million people are undernourished. 35% of those live in South Asia, 26% in Sub-Saharan Africa, and 20% in Eastern Africa. This map shows the instances of hunger globally between 14 and 16. Here, pulses can provide a low-cost, nutritious solution for people in need and help fight hunger and malnutrition. The areas with the highest incidence of undernourishment also have higher population growth rates. As you all know, even if it's at a slower pace, the world's population is still growing, and this partly drives concern about the food security. According to UN projections, population will stabilize at just about 10 billion after 2062. With India's population surpassing China and becoming the most populous country by 2022, Nigeria will overtake the US as the 3rd most populous country by 2050, based on the UN forecasts. Undernourishment and overnutrition can coexist, creating a double burden of malnutrition in developing countries. The poorest cannot afford enough food, while the new middle class acquires bad dietary habits. People's dietary habits change based on the income levels. People with higher incomes consume more meat, sugar, and oil. So perhaps it's not surprising that the changes in diets can have undesired consequences such as chronic health conditions, obesity, and diabetes. Looking at the current situation, we see that pulses have great potential to help eradicate hunger and tackle many chronic health conditions. But in order to achieve this, we need to invest in pulse research and production. For all these reasons and more, I pushed the International Year of Pulses. With the tireless work of Turkey and Pakistan, as well as the Global Pulse Confederation team and everybody involved, we are grateful to the UN and FAO for declaring this year as the International Year of Pulses. The 2016 IYP positions pulses as a primary source of protein and other essential nutrients. IYP 2016 promotes broad discussion and cooperation at the national, regional, and global levels to increase awareness and understanding of the challenges faced by pulse farmers, be they large-scale farms or small landholders. The year had created a unique opportunity to encourage connections throughout the food chain that would better utilize plant-based proteins, further global production of pulses, especially for smallholders, promote crop rotations, and address the challenges in the trade of pulses. So it was with great excitement that we watched the International Year of Pulses be launched in Rome on November 10th, 2015. It was an honor to hear the Director General of FAO and Director General of ICARDA speak on that occasion. A web thunderclap, press releases, and the launch of pulses.org began a wave of attention that helped shape our sector. From being headline news in the Netherlands suggesting beans are the new sexy, to famed chef Raymond Blanc tweeting about pulses, we got attention. The International Year of Pulses has continued to make huge impression in the news and on social media since our launch in November 2015. Consumers have shown a keen interest in pulses for their benefits to people and the planet. Our social reach has been enormous success since the launch of the year, with 500 million impressions across all hashtags, 3.7 million active engagements on social media, as well as over 2.7 million video views on Facebook. Our websites continue to attract visitors with over 2.7 cumulative website visits. The media has covered the International Year of Pulses in over 1,885 media articles, and we have gathered over 700 photos in our photo gallery. The world is celebrating the International Year with almost 500 IYP events registered on IYP2016.org. Pulse Feast has made a huge splash with over 141 events taking place in 36 different countries on January 6th alone. This number is thanks to the help of our 38 national committees who are committed to help the year a success. We also created pulses.org as a consumer-facing website, which will be an ongoing legacy resource along past the end of 2016. The website is home to about 400 pulse-based recipes, videos, blogs, and consumer resources. One of the other important legacies of IYP is we have gone from limited resources on the benefits to pulses to a plethora of materials. In celebration of International Year of Pulses, we encourage chefs, food writers, restaurant owners, and food experts from around the world to donate a pulse-oriented recipe to be featured in our Gourmet Gurus section on pulses.org. There they provide recipes, tips and tricks for cooking the dishes and so much more. Individuals who contribute recipes have contributed blog posts about the experience with pulses. One of the primary objectives of the year is to inspire people with the many nutritious and tasty dishes that can be made using pulses, which are not only good for our health, but also the health of the planet. One of our prime goals for the year is to help build a more educated public about the benefit of pulses. A vital component of this is educating our youth. With this in mind, we developed in International Year of Pulses KS2 Education Pack. These 6 lesson plans highlight the benefits of pulses both from a nutritional perspective and environmental perspective. They also teach children about where pulses come from and how they are formed, something that is often overlooked in educational systems. Our appreciation to the UK committee who led this project. In addition to our wonderful photography, recipes and school kits, we have developed a number of useful infographics which highlight the important benefit of pulses. These infographics take large amounts of information about pulses and put them in an easy-to-read format. They exist on a variety of topics including health and nutrition, cooking with pulses, growing pulses, exploring the cultural context of pulses throughout history and modern times, and food security. A total of 38 different countries have engaged in IYP and are promoting the year, each in every unique ways. In the Netherlands, the first Pulses pop-up store was created in Amsterdam in July. It was an initiative of Albert Heijn, the biggest retail chain in the Netherlands, and was supported by the various Pulses producers. The opening ceremony kicked off with 2 famous chefs, Milshuka Witzenhausen, sorry for my pronunciation, and Luc Casters. They are both Pulse ambassadors and organized a Battle of the Beans. Both presented 2 Pulse dishes to a children's jury, which selected the nicest Pulse product. The winning dish was brownie made with the black beans. In India, the International Year of Pulses was celebrated at Food Fest at the Salsabil Central School in Mundur, Thrissur. The event focused on the importance of pulse items in the daily food of children. The slogan of Food Fest was "Love pulses, love vegetables." The students of classes 4 to 12 brought a variety of delicious pulse-based dishes prepared at home with the help of their parents to the school. This year, as part of the IYP, beans will be cultivated in the school campus with the help of students and teachers. In Chile, the seminar INACAP Chilean was held in August to celebrate IYP 2016. It was extremely well attended with over 230 participants. Unique in its kind in the country, the official day was attended by the National Director of INA, Julio Kolazic, National Deputy Director of FIA, Maria Jose Etchegari, and FAO representative in Chile, and Deputy Regional Representative Eve Crowley. From Australia to India, Argentina to Colombia, Canada and the US, the engagement has been fantastic. The work of the year has been organized around 4 thematic areas: food security and innovation, creating awareness, market access, productivity and sustainability. Many of you here today serve on those committees. These areas represent the key issues where new and increased efforts are helping make a difference in promoting sustainable agriculture and livelihoods, as well as healthy diets through increased production, trade, and consumption of pulses. The work is tireless, and has included major efforts like the Love Pulses products showcases to foster new products. The product showcase feature 8 national competitions and 1 virtual competition, resulting in over 12 new and innovative pulse-based products. On July 19th at the International Food Technology Expo in Chicago, winning teams from the national and virtual competitions presented their innovation in front of a crowd of over 100. During the showcase, the winning teams offered samples to the crowd of 23,000 food scientists, technologists, agriculturists, and foodies in attendance. They also made cooking demonstrations, captivating the audience for their hour-long session at the Cooking Up Science booth. The variety of products developed demonstrated the versatility of the pulse crops and proved that innovation in new food products is unlimited. In addition to the Love Pulses product showcase, the Global Pulse Confederation for the International Year of Pulses has developed a number of exciting research papers. A new global survey among leading agricultural research institutions and personnel shows that the current level of research funding into pulses is too low. I'm sure this is the main interest of this audience here. This may be handicapping efforts to improve food security and agriculture sustainability. The Global Pulse Productivity and Sustainability Survey conducted by the Global Pulse Confederation for the International Year of Pulse suggests that annual investment covers at only 175 million per annum for the 13 crops in the pulse category. Compare this to the billions invested into other crops such as corn. The bottom line is we need a 10-fold increase in pulse research funding, with over 800 million people suffering from acute or chronic undernourishment. Increasing pulse research is vital. We can only meet the world's protein needs with better varieties of chickpeas, beans, and lentils. As the Director General of ICADA, Dr. Mahmoud Sol, stated, part of the reason for the limited expansion of pulses production is the high subsidies given by governments to cereals at the expense of pulses. Thus, farmers prefer to grow cereals, although pulses are becoming now cash crops in developing countries. India, Turkey, and the EU should be recommended for giving subsidies to pulses, also which is expected to change the picture. This relative lack of investment may be one of the reasons why global pulse production has remained relatively stagnant in yield per acre, acres planted, and total volumes, especially when compared to cereals and oilseeds, given the potential for pulses to play a significant role in delivering against the UN's new Sustainable Development Goals, especially zero hunger, good health and well-being and life on the land. This lack of investment in research is troubling. We know that investment in pulse research has the potential for significant agricultural impact. The high nutritional value and climate resilience traits of pulses are well established to fight the global challenge of hidden hunger, poverty, and environmental degradation. The survey maps, for the first time, many important national initiatives and international centers of excellence like CGIAR, a global research partnership, and stalwart funders such as USAID and the Gates Foundation. This survey also highlights the geographical areas of decline, such as Europe, where despite a long tradition of pulse crop consumption and a good knowledge of the benefits of pulse crop rotation, there has been increasing concern in the European agriculture community over the decrease in agricultural interest in pulse crops and a decline in research funding. The survey shows a broad consensus on what research priorities should be. As David Bergvinson, Director General, International Crop Research Institute for the Semi-Arid Tropics, eloquently stated, with investment in crop improvement and agronomy research, pulses can be made resilient to climate change, as well as diversify income sources for farmers. Focused research efforts creating expanded value-added marketplace for pulses will generate new market opportunities for farmers to make farmers prosperous, as well as modernize our food system to become more sustainable, equitable, and nutritious. A number of common themes emerged from research paper and surveys we did this year. Strikingly, the overarching visions for pulse crop research did not vary a great deal between developed and developing nations. There is a strong desire and action across all national and global research and funding agencies to develop genomics tools for breeding programs, to conduct state-of-the-art breeding programs for improvement in genetic gain, pest resistance and quality, to improve crop production and crop protection practices for farmers, to produce food in a sustainable manner, to transfer information in a usable form to farmers, to help farming profitable, and to develop new resilience of crops to meet the challenges of climate change, largely including drought and heat. In addition, all global funding agencies mention ending chronic hunger, providing nutritional foodstuff to end malnutrition, and focusing on maternal health and the gender gap. These themes resonate around the world and across economies. In addition to the research the Global Pulse Confederation has conducted, we have also received numerous other technical reports submitted from Argentina, Australia, and France. All are available on iyp2016.org. This is why we so greatly value breeders and researchers. The work of ILS is the essential underpinning of progress on pulses. Today, I am thrilled to participate in this informative and innovative event, recognizing the impact of pulses globally. We want to salute ILS and all pulse researchers. The whole value chain needs to work together to increase the pulse production and consumption. Indeed, more than 25 partners are involved in the thematic areas and almost 50 more and organizing high-profile activities to celebrate pulses and their relevance to food security, nutrition, health, and sustainability in all corners of the globe. Thanks to the UN and to FAO, we expect IYP will be a catalyst for a momentum change in the health, nutrition, and sustainability of diets around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the right products and we have an ideal platform to promote our industry. The Global Pulse Confederation will be working hard over the next few months to develop a long-term plan to build on the legacy of the year and continue the momentum. This is why I'm thrilled to announce the International Development Research Center is supporting the 10-year research strategy, which will outline recommendations of game-changing pulse research investments, i.e. white paper development, verification meeting, recruiting champions. This strategy will aim to mobilize and establish global and regional networks of leading scientists and industry players to accelerate collaboration towards improved productivity and sustainability of pulses. Compared to productivity research, this is very little coordination in the research communities working on nutrition and food security. Convene public and private researchers to clarify major knowledge of gaps and to establish a shared research agenda across international and national scientific efforts. Develop an internationally coordinated pulse crop productivity and sustainability research strategy, which increases the visibility of all pulse research domains through engagement with governments, researchers, NGOs, associations, and to others. Expand the pie by attracting new types of research investment and investors. For instance, industry funds, public-private partnerships. To achieve adequate funding for both existing research programs and essential but marginalized research issues such as orphan crops, integrated approach to productivity, sustainability, nutrition, and food security. IYP was a vision of 5 years ago, and now it's bigger than my own wildest dreams, but we still have a long way to go to increase Pulse's profile globally. The Global Pulse Confederation calls for pulses to be prioritized in future agronomic research programs and placed at the heart of government's nutrition and food security strategies. Let's work together for pulses, the future of the food. Thank you.